It really seems like there's something pretty big happening in the tool world, and of all places, it's Harbor Freight.
What?
Today I want to talk to you about what I think that might be, show you some of the Harbor Freight tools we've been taking a peek at, and then get your opinions on my opinion. Now, if you would have asked me 10 years ago what I thought about Harbor Freight, without hesitation, I would have told you that Harbor Freight should not make tools. At least not anything with a cord or a battery. And it's not that I'm not a fan of Harbor Freight. I buy a lot of consumables from there. Their chip brushes, some of their nails, and many other things. But their tools I have always avoided, until now. Like everything else that changes, I've changed my mind about Harbor Freight tools. Not that I've changed my mind about poorly made, crappy tools, but Harbor Freight's upped their game. And there's every indication that they're about to explode their tool-making game in a big way. According to globalnewswire.com, in 2021, the global cordless tool industry was worth $21 billion and some change. Now they expect that to go up to like almost $36 billion in the next 5 years. That's a huge chunk of money up for grabs, and what's really crazy is it's being driven by the DIY market. So there's going to be a huge market for affordable, quality power tools. And Harbor Freight is positioned better than anybody else to meet the needs of that market. The tool industry is a high-stress, fast-paced, and sometimes brutally unforgiving market, which leads to some key indicators that we can actually follow if we know where to look. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. First of all, let's take a look at a couple of things that are a bit more obvious. First of all, the quality of their tool. Over the recent years, it's gotten better and better and better. And a recent announcement that almost guarantees that something pretty big is happening behind the curtains of the Harbor Freight arena. Quite a few months ago, I bought some 12-volt Hercules tools from Harbor Freight. We've been using these and beating the snot out of them, and they've been performing great. So that led me to what I did next. I bought some 18-volt Hercules tools. And what we're finding so far is about the same thing. Now, I'll put the build quality of this somewhere between a rigid and a DeWalt, and the performance right about there too, somewhere between a rigid tool and a DeWalt tool, leaning more towards the performance of the DeWalt tool than the rigid tool. I want to be very careful about any of the claims that I'm making and be straightforward with you guys. I haven't done a deep dive test into the quality and the performance of these tools yet. I'm really just relying on my years of experience in the industry to judge these tools by. But with the quality that we've been seeing, it's definitely worth taking a deep dive into. Now, the reason we're focusing on the Hercules lineup is because this is their brushless top tier lineup. And that big announcement I was just talking about, Harbor Freight just announced a few weeks ago that their Hercules tools will now be offered with a 5-year warranty. Not that 90-day. It's 5 years, which puts it on par with Milwaukee's tool warranty. And if they're doing that, that means there's something really big happening, at least with their brushless lineup. And with their reputation of being able to take a broken tool to any one of their 1,300 stores, dropping it on the counter and getting a replacement for it, that makes it a powerful warranty. Now, before we go any further, I want to make sure that everybody understands this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. No one asked me to make this video. I paid for everything with my own nickels and dimes. I really feel like this is something that I need to share because it offers a point of entry that is a lot more accessible than might otherwise be. Quality tools for a good price point, I think, is very, very important. Beyond that, I think it's really cool to see a company like Harbor Freight kind of upsetting the traditional market. And they're gonna. I really believe they are. I've been so impressed with these tools that we're very seriously thinking about replacing some of our Makita tools in our production line. Now, I'm a Makita guy. I will be a Makita guy till the day I die. But for our production stuff, where we beat up the tools a lot and we use the batteries up a lot, I'm very seriously thinking about it. Now, the reason we're thinking about the switch is because the battery costs. We replace anywhere from 10 to 15 batteries a year in our Makita lineup. Not because they're bad batteries, it's just that we use them that much. So in our Makita lineup, we use 18-volt, 5-amp-hour batteries. Those batteries cost about 150 bucks. You can usually find them on sale for maybe 140. If I pay full retail, we're looking at maybe $159 per battery. And if I'm replacing 10 to 15 of those a year, that adds up pretty quick. Jump over to the Hercules battery, and it's $64 for a 5-amp-hour battery. So even if I go through twice the amount of batteries in the Hercules lineup, I'm still saving money over the Makita. So we know that they changed their warranty, which is huge. We know that their tools have been getting better, which is huge. If I remember right, in the next 6 to 9 months, they're going to be bringing out another 5 or 6 tools in their Hercules lineup. At that pace, they could have a really large lineup just in the next couple years. Now, earlier in the video, I said no one could compete with them if they really decided to go after that market, and I meant that. And I say that because they have 1,300 retail locations and a significant e-commerce presence. And they make their own tools. They're not a tool company that's making a product that they wholesale to a retailer. There's no way any of these other large companies can touch them on pricing, so if they can get the quality and the depth of product, all those things dialed in, they're a contender. Also, earlier in the video, I said that the tool world can be a pretty brutal place, and I mean that. And I'm talking about big tool companies, not the small fellas. Those places can be a lot like The Devil Wears Prada, and if you haven't seen that movie, watch 30 minutes of it, you'll know exactly what I mean. Replace cordless tools and big name brand tools with skirts and shoes, you've got what a lot of tool companies look like internally, which creates a lot of stress and also creates a lot of turnover. And if you know where to look, you can really find where people are moving. And it wasn't that long ago that we saw Harbor Freight do something super aggressive. We saw a mass exodus from one large tool company go to Harbor Freight. I'm not going to tell you the name of the tool company. All you have to go do is type in Harbor Freight in LinkedIn and look at a few of their product managers and engineers, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And in 20 years of watching the tool industry, I've never seen that happen. That's a very aggressive move. Not only did they grab a whole bunch of people from one large brand name, but that brand name happens to be really well known for their speed to market. They design great tools, and they are one of the fastest companies that go from conception to product on the shelf. So that team is like an A team for Harbor Freight. So all of these indicators are starting to fall into place. Better quality tools, better warranty, and then that one key component, it seals the deal. They're up to something. I am 99% sure that that something is a significant grab for a big slice of that market share. That's what they're up to. And I'm telling you right now, it's happening. Even though I'm not a Harbor Freight guy, I'm a Harbor Freight fan. I really hope they can pull this off. Now, I've just been focusing on the Hercules lineup because I think their cordless tools are going to be one of their most popular lines. But we're seeing this happen across the whole board of Harbor Freight. Not just in their cordless tools, but their power tools, their generators, and other lines of tools that they have available at their stores. They're making some significant headway into making quality, low-cost tools. The way I see it, they have some hurdles that they're going to have to get over. First of all, and probably the biggest one, is brand reputation. But they're already well on their way. We're seeing a lot more quality come out of there. We're seeing video content that's coming out of there that's talking about that quality. Another big challenge that they're going to face is that people coming into the industry tend to identify with the brands that they use. You're going to walk onto a job site and you're going to see a DeWalt person or a Makita person or a Milwaukee person. You don't see a Harbor Freight person. But that industry changes, and you see shifts every 4 or 5 years out in the world. Now, I am predicting that in the next 4 to 5 years, you're going to go onto a job site and see a Harbor Freight person. Not going to lie, that felt really weird to say. Give me just a second. I'm preparing for the comment section. So, this is a segment where I tell you where I really want to know what you guys are thinking. What feedback do you have for me? Have you used the Hercules line or their Bauer line? Have you seen what they're doing? Do you think they have a chance at grabbing a good portion of that market share with their new tools, with the new quality, the new looks, and the way they're doing things? I think they do, but that's just one person's opinion. In fact, most of this video has just been about my opinion. And I would be very, very curious to see what you guys think. Comment down below and tell me what your opinions are. What do you think of this whole change in persona with Harbor Freight? Do you think they stand a chance in the market? Do you think they stand a chance at a good grab in that market share? My bet is they do, but I really want to know what you guys think. I realize this is a little bit out of character for this type of video from me, but I felt like this is something I really wanted to share. I would love to see that barrier to entry keep breaking down for folks that are interested in getting into woodworking or fabricating or just making some stuff. It's pretty exciting to see that that's going to happen. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I can't wait to see what your opinions are, and we will see you in the next video.